আমরা এই মুহূর্তে প্রধান উপদেষ্টা কার্যালয়ে যেতে চাই।
We can import more, Timor-Leste import more from Bangladesh, and we invite Bangladeshi companies to come and look for Timor-Leste, because by next year we will join ASEAN and will be part of a region of 700 million people with a joint GDP of over 4 trillion. And we also, next year, we might be experiencing high economic growth with the potential agreement and development of a major gas field called Greater Sunrise. Hopefully an agreement will be signed in the next few weeks, and that finally see this project taking place. It has been stuck for 20 years, but finally all sides seem to converge on an agreement. I'm not involved in the negotiations, in the arrangements, but I hear from the media in the region that an agreement is possible very soon. And this will enable the government to invest more in infrastructure, in education, in health, in environment protection, and so on. So in that regard, we would hope to have my mentor, friend, Professor Yunus, and Bangladesh as a partner with Timor-Leste. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. The whole nation today is celebrating your presence here because you chose the date which is very dear to our heart, 16th of December, our Victory Day. You're not only visiting us as the first head of the state since we took over the responsibility of the government, you also chose a date which is so unique in our history to show your support to us, Bangladesh, and also look forward to build a future together. So I thank you on behalf of all the people of Bangladesh for joining us on this day of victory. I tried to explain to you how the circumstances led to the collapse of the previous government, that the leader of the previous government had to flee from the country. And there was a vacuum in the country. And finally it was resolved by creating a new government headed by me. So we have to honor the expectations of the sacrifices made by the young generation and their supporters from the people by giving their lives and getting wounded in thousands. The aim is to create, as you mentioned, new Bangladesh, departing from the terrible things that we have done to ourselves in the past. So that's our mission that we want to continue with. As you have heard, he was speaking about me, you realize that one has to be a really good friend to say all those nice words. He himself is a great diplomat, made a name for himself in the United Nations, pleading and working for the freedom of East Timor. He's a freedom fighter. And he continued to remain a fighter for his government and his country. He's a great writer. He very frequently writes op-eds in international newspapers. Occasionally I joined him as a co-author of those op-eds. And he stands up for the rights of the people all around the world, not just Timor-Leste. So he's a very known person in the world. And I'm so happy to be a friend of his, and he being my friend. I can call him a friend. I was stunned when I heard that when he received the Nobel Peace Prize, he put all his money in microcredit. So that was a very pleasant surprise for me that still our relationship was not that close at that time. When I heard that, it really amazed me. That shows something that he really loved to do, giving all his money, the prize money, into microcredit. And since he became a foreign minister in the beginning, he was promoting microcredit and invited me and my colleagues to come to East Timor to promote that. Even before I arrived, Helen Todd, a close friend of ours from Malaysia, she was invited to start a microcredit program in East Timor. So when I arrived, I could go and visit them in Mosin Nasi and other areas of East Timor. So ever since he became a big fan of microcredit and all the things that it stands for, particularly in his country, and promoting it internationally, and we can joint statements asking for rights for the people, our rights for the environment, and similar other issues. We have issued so many common statements together, bringing other people to sign in. And what surprised me, he was the one who jumped up to sign statements to protect me. And you remember many hundreds of people around the world who signed those statements again and again to protect me from the previous regime's anger against me. And he was always the first one to come up and say, I'm there, and put his name on those statements around the world. And that friendship continues. Today we can work together. So in many fields we explore. And Bangladesh and East Timor, history is intertwined, because the birth of East Timor is connected with Bangladesh. Very surprising for many people to hear that. Because when East Timor was created, it was under the supervision of United Nations. And the first one to be the representative to oversee East Timor's transition was Sergio Melo, right? A Brazilian. And he was the head of the administration in East Timor, when the East Timorese is not given the responsibility to run the country yet. But he was transferred soon after. He left for Iraq. If you remember, a shocking thing happened. He was killed in Iraq. The whole world was stunned by his death. The person who succeeded in East Timor was Amira Haq from Bangladesh. So Amira Haq was literally the head of the government in East Timor. And Bangladeshi Peace Corps, peacekeeping army, they were the ones who were running the country, along with many other international peacekeeping forces, to bring order and peace in the island. And because of the connection with Amira Haq and the Bangladeshi Peace Corps mission, the entire police force of East Timor was a Bangladeshi police force. So wherever you go, you see Bangladeshi police force. They are the people ensuring law and order in East Timor. And when I was visiting in 2004, I was invited by Amira Haq in a big palace, inviting everybody in East Timor. I saw how much respect she enjoyed from all the Timorese people and all the people under her. And she did a good job in running the country and winning the respect and love of the Timorese people. And I realized it when I was visiting the villages. The moment they knew that I'm from Bangladesh, they always admired because some Bangladeshis are running the country. So I can see how much love and respect she enjoyed at that time. And still, many Bangladeshis work there. I don't know about the police force. Police force is probably now Timorese police force. But the fact that at the very birth, Bangladesh was very much part of Timorese history, East Timor's history.
দর্শক, আমরা বিটিভির সৌজন্যে ছিলাম প্রধান উপদেষ্টার কার্যালয়ে এবং সেখানে পূর্ব তিমুরের প্রেসিডেন্ট হোসে রামোস হোর্তার সঙ্গে একটি যৌথ সংবাদ সম্মেলন চলছে এবং নিশ্চয়ই এই বিষয়ে আরও বিস্তারিত থাকবে আমাদের পরবর্তী সংবাদ সংযোগগুলোতে।